Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Thanks for joining me here on the desktop. And we are going to continue learning about Linux. As always, guys, if you love the videos and they're helping you out, go ahead and give me a like for the video as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. That way you're notified when I upload new videos to the channel. And then lastly, of course, share this with a family member or friend who is also interested in learning about tech. And by the way, folks, if you do want to go ahead and speak with me from a technical perspective, or you just want to get an idea of career around tech, you can go ahead and reach out. Links will be in the description below. You can find time on my calendar and we can connect. And by the way, guys, my calendar does fill up very, very quickly. So again, if you're interested in speaking about tech, links is in the description. Now, with all that stuff out of the way, guys, let's jump in today's topic. And today's topic is all about learning archiving. Now, archiving is nothing more than taking a bunch of files or directories, and we're going to package all of that up into a single file. Now, you may be asking, why would I want to do that? And the answer is pretty simple, actually. It's really much more for efficiency. So if you think about it, if I want to share a particular file, or should I say files with somebody, am I going to go ahead and attach all those files to an email? And depending on the files, right, that can get a little messy. But rather, you can go ahead and attach one file, and that one file contains all your files or directory, and preferably not on email. God, that is like, I don't know, that I feel like that's back in the 90s we would do that. There's much more efficient ways to go ahead and share files and directories today. But the first step is to bring them all together for archiving, and not even just for sharing, but also think about from a backup perspective. Let's say you're backing up files and you want to put all this together in some location. This is a great way in order to do that. So let me teach you guys now with the command that we're going to leverage today in order to learn all about archiving. And of course, let's do a man, and it's called the tar command. And this is specific, of course, in the Linux world. This is the most commonly used archiving tool. So if we look here, it says an archiving utility. So again, great for sharing or great for archiving files. And it gives you a whole bunch of different ways in which you can use this, of course. I'm not going to go down the list here and tell you all the things that you need to do, but again, read the man pages on your own time. But we are going to go through a few examples together in order to see how this works. So let's quit out of here and let's take a look at what we have in our home directory. So as you guys can see, I have been teaching you things throughout all this entire time, all things Linux, right? Especially in this series. So there's a bunch of files and there's a bunch of directories that over the time have just been sitting here. And so we can actually leverage the stuff that we have here in order to create examples together. So why don't we go and leverage all these bash shell commands? Remember, I did a video quite some time ago that we were using these shell scripts in order to create scripts. Let's say, for example, we want to archive this for future use. Or let's say, for example, we want to go ahead and send this to somebody. Maybe we want to share this with somebody. And instead of sending multiple files here, we can just go ahead and save it into one file or one archive and then share that one archive with somebody. So in order to show you how I'm going to target these files, I'm going to do an ls in order to say, hey, show me the files that I'm looking for. And this is just for, again, demonstration purposes only. It's not really going to archive anything just yet, but I just want to show you how we're going to target the specific files that I'm interested by showing you a quick little example here. So ls means show me the files that I'm going to be looking for. And what I'm going to be looking for is the shell files that is going to be the example that we're going to work with. And in order to do that, we're going to leverage the wildcard. So essentially, show me anything. Right now means anything with that wildcard. But let's make it a little bit more specific. Anything that ends with a .sh. And so if I hit enter here, you can see that it says, okay, so I found 4 .sh files, right? Files that ends with .sh. And this is very important. And the reason why this is going to be very important is because we are going to leverage this part of the command here in order to create our archive. It's a really cool way of doing that. So now that we've seen this ls command and how we can use that wildcard in order to target these 4 different shelf files, let's go ahead and create a archive together with these 4 files. So that way we can either save it for future keeps or share it with somebody. Again, it's a lot easier to share 1 file than 4 files. So we're going to leverage the tar command. So tar. And by the way, if I'm going to leverage now the options for the tar command, in order to see that, if I were to do a file, new window, let's bring this in the view here real quick, but let's make this a little bit bigger, and man, tar, right? So there's a couple of different options that we're going to leverage, and I'll show you real quickly where to find them because this is going to be interesting. Again, this is how you're going to leverage the options yourself in order to do it. But real quickly, one of the things that I'm going to leverage is the -C. So you're going to see that it's short for create. So create a new archive. That's exactly what we're going to be doing. I'm going to leave this up to you guys, of course, to read this on your own time, but I just wanted to show you real quickly what that actually meant. Again, there's going to be other options that I'm going to leverage. I'll call them out, but it's up to you to actually go ahead and find it and read it. So let's go ahead and close this terminal. So tar-C for create, V for verbose, and then F for a file. I want to create a file. And what is going to be the name of that file? Well, the name of that file is going to be shell_files.tar. Remember, a tarball, and by the way, that is the output of this archive, right? A tarball.tar, that's what you need to end the file with. So that way you know that it's an archive using tar. So this is the name of our file. Now, what files do we want to put inside of that tarball? This is where we're going to leverage what I was telling you before, and that is your wildcard.sh. So if I do a copy and paste over here, this is a nifty little command trick in order to go ahead and include these 4 files here. Because if I didn't use this command file here, I would have to essentially do this. And when I say do this is I'm going to copy and paste this one, bash example, add old. Then you're going to copy this one. And we're going to put a space here and then do the second file. Then you do the third, then you do the fourth. And again, that's copying and pasting, which is even faster than if I were to type this all out by hand. That would take even much longer, right? So again, it's a really cool, nifty little trick in order to copy those 4 files. And I showed you the ls previously because we are going to leverage that now. Instead of the ls now, we're just using the tarball command in order to copy, or should I say, put those 4 files in a archive, and specifically a tarball. So really, really cool example there. And I'm going to show you after we're done with this where the tarball ends up. And also, of course, I'm going to show you how you can view the contents inside of that tarball, which is really cool. So real quickly, I'm going to also explain, for those who are not familiar with navigating the Linux directory, or should I say the Linux hierarchy as an example, meaning, hey, what directories are we in? You really should follow some of my old videos and you should work your way in order to figure that out. And by the way, now that I say that, I completely missed that in the front. Guys, real quick, take a pause here. If you haven't seen any of my videos and you're finding me for the first time, go ahead and go through that Linux playlist, work your way down, work your way up to here, because again, if you're finding me for the first time, all this stuff is going to be very difficult to understand. So you need to build on those ideas and concepts that I've taught in the past in order to make your way up here. So if you're feeling like you're lost and you're not understanding, again, follow the video, start with the first, work your way up here. And when you do that, you realize that by me not putting anything in front of either this wildcard or this SH for shell here, meaning there's nothing in front of it, that means that in this directory, you will find everything that you need. It's the same as me saying /, meaning, hey, look inside here, or should I say, instead of look inside here, put that tarball in this same directory that we're in. And it's also the same thing as saying // meaning, hey, once you find all those files, the shell files, you're going to create that tarball. And by the way, the shell files, you're going to look inside of this directory. And then once you're done gathering those files inside of this directory and you create that tarball, you're going to put that inside the same directory. So essentially, this command is equivalent to this command. Pretty simple. So now let's go ahead and hit an enter here, and let's see what it does. So really cool. Remember how I said it took your 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and here they are. Those are your 4 shell files. So now let's do an ls real quick, and we can see here that there is my shell files.tar. If I want to go ahead and take a look inside of it, let's go ahead and do a tar dash or tick, however you want to say that. And you're going to use the T option. So the T, and we're going to use the F for file. And the T allows us to look inside of the tarball without extracting anything. So meaning taking it apart and removing the files out of it. So it's pretty cool. So now we'll just say shell files.tar and hit enter here. And you can see, of course, it reads it and it tells you, hey, you have your 4 files in there. So that is also pretty cool. So now the question is, how do we go ahead and extract the files that are in here? So in order to do this, let's go ahead and create a directory, and we'll say tar example. So there is our tar example right here. Now let's go ahead and move our tarball in here because I don't want to extract it to the same directory because the files already exist, right? That would be a problem. But in order to show you guys how do you extract files from that tarball, we're going to do this real quickly. So let's go ahead and move our shell files tar, and we're going to move that to the tar example directory. Now let's go inside of our tar example directory. And of course, you're going to see here that it just says shell files.tar. So how do we remove, or should I say, how do we take out all those files out of that tarball? Well, we're going to use the same tar command, except now for the options, instead of a C, we're going to do an X. And an X stands for extract, meaning take the files out of the tarball, and we're going to put it in the same directory. And by the same directory, meaning the one that we're in. And you can actually change the directory by giving it a separate option. Maybe I'll cover that. Probably will be something good. I'll think about the example. So anyways, let's go ahead and do now a V for verbose, meaning, hey, tell me what you're doing. F for file, and then let's say shell files tar. And let's go ahead and extract the files out of this tarball and see what we get. So there you go. It tells you what it did. That's the V for verbose, meaning it extracted these 4 files here. And it put it in the same directory. So if I would do an ls now, you can see there are my 4 files. So that is pretty cool. And again, this is leveraged for if you want to back up stuff for archiving, or if you want to share this with somebody, right? You have this one tarball here that you can share with somebody with 4 files inside of it, which is really, really cool. Now, here's the other thing. Before I show you guys how to extract to a different directory, you can actually compress the size of these tarballs by leveraging another option. And in order to do that, matter of fact, actually, let's go in the man page for tar. And then if I were to look for compress, so here are your compression options. And as you can see here, you can use the A for auto compression, but from my experience, what I have seen a lot is the -Z option. You can go ahead and look this up again. Now that you know how to compress, right? You would use Z as an option as part of your command. So let's quit out of here. Now let's go ahead and we can go and remove. Remember, I'm still in this directory. So I'm going to go ahead and remove any file that starts with a dot, or should I say not start, ends with a .sh. And essentially this command now, if you're noticing a pattern, we're leveraging it in order to do all these examples, which is very cool and quick. So essentially I can remove all these files because this guy will be the only one left. And the reason why is because it ends with a .tar. It doesn't fit this .sh. So we're okay to run this. Let's go ahead and run that and hit an ls. And of course, we're back down to our shell_files.tar. In order to show you even some cooler options, right? Remember I told you that you can go ahead and archive to, not even archive, should I say, extract to a different directory. Let me show you that last option real quick before I let you guys run. So if I were to do a make dir here within this directory, and let's just say different shell dir. So different shell dir. I guess these names are not original, but anyways, how do we go now instead of extracting to the same directory that we are in, right? That is our tar underscore example, as you saw in the previous command. If I were to leverage that, we would extract everything here. I want to put everything in the different shell dir directory. So how do we do that? So again, let's do a tar. Now for our options, dash X for extract, V for verbose, F for file. What's the file that I want to target? We're going to target shell files.tar. You can now say, hey, what directory am I going to put it in? And we do that by putting here a dash capital C, and that tells us what directory we want to go in. And then this is where we target different shell dir. And let's see what we get here. Let's hit enter. So just like that, it told us what it extracted. So there are our files, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that looks good. So let's do an ls. And as you see, the files are not in this directory, right? Because if we were to run the command without that dash capital C and then telling it what directory to put it in, it would put it in the same directory. But real quick, I'm going to show you that after I show you where the files are. So let's take a quick peek now at different. So do an ls different shell dir. There are all my files, right? So that's pretty cool. Let's take a look at our previous command now, right? So if we were to look one more time in that directory, right? All the files are brought over into that different shell dir. So let's go ahead and bring up our previous command where we told it, hey, extract to a different directory. Let's get rid of our dash C and our different directory. And if I would have just done tar dash xvf and the name of that tarball, it would put it in the same directory that we are in. So again, let's hit enter here. Let's do an ls. And there are the files now. You're seeing that you have all 4 here, right? So meaning 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are my shell files, right? All 4 of them. And then in our previous command, because we used the dash capital C towards the end and extracted to a different directory, right? So if I were to take a look at the different directory or the different shell dir, should I say, there are the 4 files as well. So you can really leverage the options in order to make this command yours. Do I want to go to a different directory? Do I want to put it in the same directory? What does that look like, right? You can leverage these options, which is really flexible and awesome. And again, archiving or sharing files is much easier now when you're using this tar utility. So anyways, guys, that'll do it for this video. Hopefully you loved the examples. Hopefully they worked out well. And go ahead and practice, right? Practice makes perfect. It takes a little bit of time for you guys to figure all this stuff out. I didn't figure it out overnight, right? It took me some time. But once you get the hang of it, you'll be an expert. So let me know in the comments below, guys, if you enjoy this video, or let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm always available to help. You have links to my calendar listed below. So go ahead and book time if you're interested in learning about how you can leverage this for your career. Maybe you're learning and just getting started. Whatever your heart's desire, maybe you want to talk a little bit on the finance side. If you're in this career, the possibilities are endless. So go check out the links. My calendar does book up very quickly. So go ahead and book, and I'll see you guys there. Now, one last item, guys, before I let you go. If you love my videos and they're helping you out tremendously, go ahead and give me a like for the video as it helps the channel grow. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. That way you're notified when I upload new videos to the channel. And lastly, of course, share this with a family member or friend who's also interested in learning about tech. And if you don't want to wait for my next video to drop, YouTube thinks you'll like this one popping up on screen. So go ahead and give that a watch, and I'll see you all in the next one.